All righty, so I just like to say welcome and good afternoon, good after Monday afternoon, and we are going to hopefully give you some help and talk about the Respondus suite of products, including Respondus 4.0, Respondus Lockdown Browser, and Monitor. So good afternoon, my name is Cheryl C.A. And I'd like to take a moment to introduce any of the other of our faculty support team that may be joining us. So Carl, if you could go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good evening. This is Mr. Hunter, and I'm here to assist you in any way I can.
And then if you don't know the rest of the team by now, it's Dr. Deborah Bellamy, Dr. Robin Blackman, Ms. Denise Malloy, and Mr. Kenneth Sessions. All of our emails are listed there, so feel free to reach out to any of us if you have any questions. So our agenda today is going to, again, as I indicated, cover our Respondus suite of products that we have installed and use as a part of supporting your instruction. And so I will do a demo of Respondus 4.0, which is what we actually use to create exams. And especially if you have exams that you have in Word, then I'm gonna show you kind of how you bring those in and then can upload to eLearn. Then we'll kind of do a brief demo of Lockdown Browser, which most of you are familiar with. I'm gonna just point out a few things with that, as well as Respondus Monitor. So with that being said, I'll stop sharing for a second. And I want to do one thing. Okay, I want to show you on my desktop. Okay, so after this session is over, I will be, if I haven't done it already or if you don't have it already, I will be sending you information on how you can actually download Respondus 4.0, our campus edition, and this is the application that you will use to create your exams. So please notice this is the icon on my desktop. It's Respondus 4.0. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that up. And it brings you to initially, right as soon as you log in, you're probably gonna be asked what personality you want to use. And of course we use D2L Brightspace. That's what our eLearn learning management system platform is. I'll just click this so you see some other options. But if presented with this a question, you are going to want to select D2L Brightspace. Alrighty, so it's really kind of, let's just get right down to it. There are a couple of ways in which you can create a Respondus exam. You can create a new file. You can locate a test bank and actually import questions from your publisher's test bank. Not all publishers use are compatible, but I mean, if they are, then they will, if you click on that, you can request a copy or the file in order to import. But in this particular example, what I'm going to demonstrate is your ability to be able to import questions from a Word file. So I'm going to go ahead and select this import questions option. And then it brings up a dialog box right away. The first thing that you want to do before you do anything else is click on Help. It takes you right to importing questions, which is the topic for the help topic. But more importantly, I then want you to click on the standard format for importing. So when you click on that, it's actually going to bring up how your Word document needs to be structured in order to properly import your questions into Respondus. And again, let me tell you how this is helpful. With eLearn, you cannot import an exam directly into eLearn from Word, right? So this is one way in which you can get that document into Word, from Word. You pass it through to Respondus, and then it will upload it into your eLearn course shell. So now we're back to what the standard format is. It's a really kind of a key document. You don't have to remember anything but how to get to it. So once again, I'm going to go over it one more time because it's important. When you first come in to import questions, you want to click on Help. You want to click on the standard format for importing, and then it will actually outline how you are to set up your questions depending on the type of questions that you are importing. So for in the case of multiple questions, the key thing to remember in all of this is this note right here. You have to at least have one space between the question number and the question wording. You don't do that, you'll get an error. So in this example, it doesn't matter whether you're numbering your questions as 3 with the parentheses or 3 with a period. The important thing to note is that there is a space, there's a space in between the period and the first part of the question wording. All right? Same thing goes with the answers to follow. So if it's a multiple choice question, like who determined the exact speed of light, and they have 4 options, again, you can label them A, B, C, D, but you then have to put a space between the period and the first part of the question or the answer. All right? No need to, we don't necessarily worry about titles. Titles are an optional thing. I don't deal with titles too much. Now on to then how do I identify what the correct answer is? And there are 2 ways you can do that. The first way is to simply put an asterisk next to the correct answer. Or the second option, which I will show this time in my example, is you can put all of your answers at the end of the file. So then you would just put in answers, colon, and then list the proper answer. List the proper choice. You know what I'm saying. Y'all get it. So in any case, don't worry about, you might have a warning or something about the titles being duplicated. I'll show you that in a minute. I'm not going to get into this case here, but you can add feedback. So if you picked A and that's not the correct answer, then you can say, no, Albert Milkinson determined the exact speed of light. So you can put in feedback, and then you can do a general feedback as well. Respondus supports all of the question types that are part of eLearn. So you can do multiple choice, you can do true or false, and the same thing applies though. For true or false, you do have to list the answer A, period, true. You have to list the 2 choices, and then you have to then again select which one is the correct response, or you can put them at the end as listed. And notice you can do true or false, or T or F. It'll recognize that. Or A for true and B for false. If you in fact put them in that order, right? So if you put false as A, then that would be A for false and B, you know what I mean. You got it? Cool breeze. You can import essay questions. Again, that formatting information is here. You can import short answer questions. The formatting is here. You can do multiple fill in the blanks, matching questions, ordering questions, and I think you can do multiple response questions. So those are all the various types of questions you can import. And again, just always remember that document is a part of the help. You can print it if you want. So let me then hopefully successfully, maybe, if all is right with the world, I'm going to demonstrate how this works. So these are all the different format types you can import. I'm going to be importing a Microsoft a DocX, which is a Microsoft, graded, you know what that is. I think it's Microsoft 97 to 2003, that is a DOC type of document. Everything beyond that is DOCX. So I'm going to choose that. I'm going to go out to my computer and actually locate the file. Hold on. Oh, before I do that, that's why it's open for a reason. Okay, so this is my actual file, right? Two things to note is that I do not have any headings or footers in my file. I've set it up where I have a space, at least one space between my question wording and my number, and I have at least one space in between my answer wording and my number designation, okay? So then I've put in a test with multiple choice of 20 questions. And then I have opted to use the answer key at the end option versus putting the asterisk next to, but let's do one of those. I'm gonna do number 20. I'm gonna put this as an asterisk, right? And I'm gonna remove it from my question answers just to see if this works. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna close it now. That's what it was telling me before, that it wasn't available to me. Cancel. So let's start over. I'm going to select my file. It should open now. It does. Now I can append it to the current document, but actually I'm going to name this sample chapter 5 exam. I'm just putting multiple choice there. So I'm creating a new document. I'm gonna do preview first, that's always suggested. And it gave me a warning down here, but I'm just gonna ignore it because again, I don't use titles, so I don't really care that a question title has kind of a duplicate in it. And I don't have any other warnings, so that's a good thing. But remember, this duplicate question title is nothing that will stop it from processing. So then I will go ahead and finish. And it says my file has now been saved. And it saved it under the name Sample Chapter 5 Exam MC, right? And then again, these are all the different kinds of questions that can be imported. There's a long answer. It defaults to, I have 1 point per question, but I can edit that by clicking here on this down arrow, and I can edit, or I can edit it there, or I can edit it here, okay? All right, so now if you can change the settings of your exams here. So you can even do the restrictions, the number of attempts. everything you can do in eLearn in terms of settings, you can do it from here. But if I were you and I was creating these exams, I'm moving them all over, I would want to put them in the question library so then you can choose from them versus actually setting up an exam. So that would come under the preview and publish tab. So it's asking, do we want to preview the file? And we do, because you do want to just look at it and make sure that it looks like it's okay and that the answers are right? Just kind of go through it, make sure it formatted okay. You can always modify an item from here if you need to. All right, so I've previewed. Now I'm ready to actually publish the exam to eLearn. And so I clicked on the Publish tab over here in the left nav bar. And now I'm going to go to Publish Wizard. And I will send you the settings, the setup for this when I send you the link for downloading Respondus 4.0 to your computer. But I'm just going to click here just so you can see what it's looking like. Now you are going to put in your TN State username and password, okay? And the reason that is I'm going to tell you what is going to happen. You're going to see how it works in just a second. So I'm going to click on cancel. So I want to publish it to a single course. That's the option. I don't need to do I'm not trying, I would do that. I would say publish to a single course and then copy. You can you can import that exam to other sections if you need to, or you can do it here. It's up to you. So then I click on next. And it should go out and get my eLearn profile. So from here, it's going to show you all the courses that I have under my profile as a developer, as an instructor, okay? So I'm going to select the course in which I want to include it. And in your case, you guys' case, it's going to be like, it's going to say 2010-10 for the semester, underscore TSU, underscore accounting 2010, whatever the course number is and the section number. But just find it because you may have a lot in that list. But go ahead and find the course that you want to add this test to. And again, instead of creating a separate quiz or an assessment, I always suggest you create it as a question library section. And I'm going to show you what happens with that. So I'm going to go ahead and say next. And it's going to do its thing. And it will let me know when it's finished. And now we have it's completed successfully, so that's a good thing. All right. So I'm going to click on finish. Now, if I go over into my eLearn, hold on. And let me just check on y'all. Can you see my screen still? Awesome sauce. All right, so I'm going to go into my course that I copied it into, right? And then I will click on assessment and click on assessments. And now I go to question library. Okay, so that's Dr. Driggin. She's back with us.
Yes, I've been
It's okay. How are
around.
you?
I'm fine. I've been trying to learn how to do this. You can hear me, can't you?
Now I can.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna mute you back. Okay. Okay. Hold on, guys. Let me just mute everybody real quick. All right, thank you. All right, so I, once again, I went to, let me just go through that one more time. I went to assessment, clicked on my assessments. I did not create an exam or anything. I just actually went to the question library tab and noticed that it created a new section called Sample Chapter 5 Exam. I click on that and it has all of my questions that I brought over. Now what that will allow you to do then, let me just come here. So when I am building a quiz, this is going to be my sample chapter 5 exam. I'm going to save it. When I go to add questions, I'm going to go to the question pool, browse question library. I want to come here. I'm going to select them all because what I'm going to do in this case, I'm going to have them only respond to 5 questions, even though my pool may have 100 or 200 questions, but I'm going to pick 5 and then I'm going to say randomly select from the pool of 20. I want you to pull only those 5, right? So I want to do, I'm only going to do 5. I'm going to call this one random chapter 5 MC for multiple choice, right? And then I'm going to save it. And there it is. Now, I'm sorry, I can't see what I'm doing over here. I think, yes, it's randomly selecting. I'm so silly. I was like, did he really do what I asked him to do? But it's right here. It says it's randomly selecting 5 questions from the 20. So I'm good to go. So guys, that is that. Let me go back. When I come back here, I should see it's got all my random questions. And it's just that simple. Now, do we have any questions?
Dr. Say, when you do this way, do you have to, is it restricted to lockdown browser, or can you have, because people who have Chromebook cannot do that. So
okay,
this is just, yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. First of all, this is just to generate exams. So it is very separate. You're absolutely right. It's a separate matter than whether or not you then are gonna say this, that you're gonna use this exam with lockdown browser. But basically for our folk who've been administering paper exams or, yeah, or, you know, for those folks who've been administering paper exams, the idea is that this will be easy, instead of them typing.
Yeah, because I did a quiz like that where I had to type every single question and it gets very tricky with fill in the blank. So I spent all day trying to do that. So yeah, this is very helpful. So, and another question, you did all multiple choice. Can you mix also, like, you know, okay.
Yes, and actually when you create your Word document, you can have multiple types of questions in that one Word file.
Okay.
And just as long as you have followed the format for that question in that Word document, it will bring it in that way.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yes. All right, any other questions? So I'm gonna say, I'm not doing assessment today, y'all. I'm not showing y'all that wonderful, those tricks of the trade. I'm sorry, that's not why I'm here. Okay, now, we have a quiz. Don't forget to make it visible. And that's just, let me just say, that's just a general tip in general with eLearn. It defaults to hiding whatever you create from the user. And I think that's probably a good thing, because sometimes you may have made a mistake or something. You're like, oh my God, it's published. But that does mean though you have to unhide it. So when students like, I can't see it, just like, oh no, I forgot to unhide it. Okay. Now, let's say though that I wanted to use the lockdown browser with this quiz. All right, separate and above, then. And I will say that, and I'm amazed. I'm not amazed, but it's you just don't know. We have a number of students who are using Chromebooks. I mean, they're a nice, inexpensive piece of equipment and a way to be able to do the things they need to do, everything but lockdown browser. So if you find that you have a student using the Chromebook or a student who just does not have any way to do the lockdown browser, then might I, only fair thing to do, especially at this point, because for our online courses that we offer, students know, I mean, we give this stuff very early, I mean, at the beginning of the semester, and it's in the syllabus, right? So they know that they have to have certain things in order to take these courses, and that's their choice. But then they also can withdraw or drop it for whatever reason they don't have them. But our circumstances today are put our students in a situation where they don't have a choice to be involved in this remote learning situation. So we've had several faculty members, and they've come up with a brilliant idea of just go ahead and scheduling your exam during your regular class time, have all the students log into Zoom and activate their cameras. This is something you will need to tell them up front. You will still need to be very sensitive to those individuals who, for religious purposes, cannot be on camera, and you can deal with that on an individual basis. However, I think even though you can't see the student screen and you can't block them from going to other websites, you can on occasion say to someone, I need you to share your screen. They won't, I mean, you know what I'm saying? They're not anticipating. You do it one time, then the rest of them are going to be like, oh Lord, they could do this to me. And yeah, you can tell when they're kind of like, oh gosh, let me close, oh Lord, they want to see my screen. So just, and then that way you're at least monitoring them, making sure that they're focused on what they need to be focused on. But then so anyway, I've said enough about that. But just kind of, we have to be accommodating is what I'm saying. So let's not be so hardline that we say, oh, you can't take this test if you don't have lockdown browser. But let me tell you this. Oh God, but one of the professors said though that this might not be fair, but I'll show you this in a second. All right, so in order to set up the lockdown browser, you need to click on the lockdown browser tab. And what they said made sense. It just all gets very complicated, y'all. So we just kind of have to do what we think makes sense and what we feel is fair and right for the students. Okay, so then once you click on the lockdown browser, you'll be brought to the lockdown browser dashboard. And it's from here that you can turn on and require the lockdown browser as well as the Respondus monitor. So there's a little down arrow key here, and it's for settings, okay? It's really quite simple. You click on require lockdown browser. It expands your options. One other thing that you would want to do now in our world, in our reality, is click on the advanced options and click on allow students to take this exam with an iPad. That is not a default feature, but for those students who have an iPad, not an iPhone, but an iPad, then that would take them off the I can't list, right? So now you've gotten some folks straight. Still not everybody, but some people. Now, allow access to specific external web domains, enable calculator on the toolbar, and enable printing from the toolbar. those are features I don't think people even have recognized as being features, but for example, a faculty member said, well, I have a case study that I want to show the students, right? Well, you can, within an exam that's using Lockdown Browser, put in a link for like a PDF file. When they click on that link, it actually opens up a second window within the Lockdown Browser still with the Adobe Reader, the web version of it, right? So then a student could then go between the tab for the document and then be still putting their responses in eLearn. So that's one thing. And again, if you wanted them to print out something, if you needed them to print, then you can actually have them be able to print a particular, that particular file, for example. If they were on that tab and you needed them to print it and go get it and bring it back and put it in front of them, then you can enable that. The second thing that takes this even a little further, because with the Lockdown Browser, basically what it is a web browser just like Google Chrome, Safari, Edge, or any of these other browsers. However, what it does is it prevents a student from going to anything else on their computer other than D2L or eLearn. That is an approved site within the web browser, within the Lockdown Browser, and that's why it's saying it's locking it down. So they have to close all their applications, and they cannot go anywhere else. However, for our online programs or courses, and in some instances, it's not just enough for you to lock the browser down. But in some instances, you need to confirm or make sure that the person who's sitting in front of this computer and taking the quiz is actually the person enrolled in your course and not the person's brother, sister, wife, child, cousin, sister, brother, right? So then you also want to ensure that they are following within the guidelines that you may have set for the exam, like no notes, no person in the background talking, giving them the answers. And that's when you might want to then layer on top of that the monitor, Respondus monitor. So we click on the Respondus monitor. It pops up with some information about what Respondus monitor is, and we're going to go ahead and click on that and say okay. And then it brings up some additional options that you can turn on or off. And this is the startup sequence that would occur prior to a student actually starting the exam. So you can make sure that they're able to do a webcam check and make sure that things are operational. You may provide additional instructions for them, right? You can actually say you can't use your phone. You can, but that's the standard text that's there now. Any guidelines and tips, I should have just clicked there. That's what will show. You need to move your family out the room. Move the children, but that's okay. Children, unless they're like little geniuses, may not be able to help you very much. The second, and so that's, those are the tips. Then again, this is another way for us to verify the student's identity. You may want them to actually take a photo of themselves that then is captured. And then in the next slide, in the next step, they would actually show a photo ID of themselves and have it take a picture, they would show that. And a valid ID, passport, something that's not expired, something that has their name on it, and then is identifying them as who they say they are. And then finally, I don't know why did my screen dim on y'all? Hold on, let me see. I don't know. Anyway, okay, we're gonna keep going. And then you might have them actually do an environmental check where they will move their camera around just so you get a sense that there's no one around. Now, mind you, their audio is enabled and their camera, so you would hear them if someone was entering the room, and you can't. Sometimes, you know, that's okay, but if then you will know that someone's helping them, or if they're on the phone, or you know, whatever. And then finally, the facial detection check, it will let you know, it's going to present you with a report on the individual. So if they left the room for a minute, and you're going to get an indication that they left the room, right? And you'll know, let me go check on that. It doesn't mean they were cheating, but it just means that you may want to check on that. And then just one other thing down here, just know that you can preview any exam within eLearn, but when you have the monitor on, because we pay for the seats, you have to actually enter a demo student username in order to preview it. So if you want to do that, you have to let me know so I can create a fake student account for you. But anyway, it gets complicated. That was when, I mean, fortunately, Respondus has given us unlimited seats until the end of, you know, until June or whatever, but as a part of this whole situation. But that doesn't really matter now. But I think in order for you to view it as an instructor, you do have to set that up. Okay, do I have any questions? That's it for, that's how it's set up. Now, I did want to, I'm gonna save this. Did I check everything? Did I say it was needed? Let me make sure. Yes, because I want to show you something. Now, again, you may have that student who says, I just can't. You all are stressing me out. I can't. I don't have an iPad. I don't have a computer. I'm doing the best I can. You know, I barely got the internet where I live because I live in a rural part of somewhere. So what you can do if you got into this circumstance, and this is where another professor told me that they didn't think this was right, but we can talk about it. If you go under restrictions and you do special access for students, you can turn off that feature for that student. Now, for me, you all can unmute because it's just a small group, and so we can have a little discussion about this. But for me, I think it would be okay to do this if you know for a fact they've documented that they're not. And let me tell you the way you document this, right? Or way that you could do it is you do one quiz, a quiz that's just a preparation quiz, and you put it out there, and then you let them come to you and say, well, I can't, I mean, you know, I couldn't get on or whatever. I mean, we're not just using any excuse. And then you kind of troubleshoot and figure out that it's just user error. But I don't know. Tell me what you think. Tell me, I mean, you're with me. What do you think about it?
I mean, we had some students in the quiz who said that I didn't believe them in the beginning because I just thought they just want to cheat. But then they just copy paste the whole message for me that you do require Windows system. So I mean, I don't know, because it does seem little unfair to the people who we would lock down browser for them, and then there are some people who know for a fact their browser is not locked down. So if they, I mean, get better grades, so I feel like if we're gonna lock it down, we should do it for everyone, and if we're gonna leave it open, we should do it for everyone, because that way
There you
we have
go. See,
fair
that's why
assessment.
that's what they said, and I guess
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let it go
Yeah.
because y'all.
And I
are
agree.
right.
I
Yeah.
agree. I had students who found out other people didn't have it locked down. They were upset because
Yeah.
they felt like they had an advantage because they could have looked and seen, looked at other resources and things because it wasn't locked down. So I think that's where you run into the problem. What happens to those students, the other students, not the ones who are having it open, but it's the other students who you lock down. Then they're going to say the other students had unfair advantage. And if the grades show that, then you got to deal with that. So I don't think it's worth it. Really.
And there you go. And let me say, because this is being recorded, and I did that purposefully because I needed to hear, I wanted to get the real deal on the recording. That's why, y'all, out there in my recorded world, in order to be fair and equitable to all the students, then just turn it off if you have one that does not, or if someone is indicating they can't do it. But we are offering up the other solution of still having them to come into come into Zoom at that time, so that you can monitor them that way.
Okay,
And then
yeah.
you can chat with them and ask them, I noticed you're looking off screen or you're doing something else. I mean, what's going on with that? What are you doing? Or unmute I need you to share your screen.
Yeah, and I think this way some of them can use their phone also to do it, because some of them don't even have Chromebook. They're using their phones to join into Zoom sessions.
That's right.
Yeah.
So then that way you're absolutely right. So, so guys, I think that was, let me just see, trying to think, was there anything else I wanted to cover? No, and let me ask you, do y'all have any other questions?
I have one, Cheryl,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
today when we were on the session, I filled in for Dr. Melton in her session because she was busy. And we had something to come up, and I know it's on there, but I could not find it. And two of the people are on the call that was on there this morning. When you want people to stop annotating on your whiteboard, where was that? Can you show? Because I was trying, and I told him, I said I had two questions. I think Carl wrote down the other question for me from Dr. Ricketts, but I had one more, and that was this one.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so when you share your whiteboard, I'm just going to do it so I can make sure I'm right. When you in the share, if you click on more, it is disable participants annotations.
Okay,
So try it.
when you went to share.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. I'm gonna let you do it. So
Okay.
go ahead and share your screen. Share the whiteboard.
Okay.
And then over on the right-hand side where it says more.
Oh, I looked there. Let's see.
Go to more.
I see more.
And then disable participants.
Oh, and I went there today, but I did not see it. I told him, I said, I know it's on here and I'm just missing it. Okay, thank you. So I learned something. And also Revnet, I think it is, and Dr. Driggins also, they were on the call. So thank you so much.
No worries.
Thank you for answering. Yeah.
Yes.
Dr. Say, we had another issue this morning. I remember in the first video you talked about the attendance recording.
Yes.
It's not working.
Okay, two things, and I meant to do this, and I'm gonna put it in my next morning report. Okay. When you start your sessions every time, tell your students to say hello, introduce themselves. Oh gosh, let me get this straight. Let me get it out. Ask them to introduce themselves in the chat with their first and last name, because then the chat transcript is saved.
Yeah,
so
it comes right away. Yeah,
it comes right away. So then you will see who attended. Now, what's your course?
We have two courses. One is
hang on,
AG.
wait, don't go.
Okay,
Hang on,
I can put it in
let
the
me share my
chat so
screen
you can
real
see.
quick. That's okay. Let me share my screen real quick. All right, hang on. I just wanna stop. Oh, who is that? Is that me? Where'd that come from? Oh goodness. Okay, y'all, I have got my little thing up there at the top, and okay, now. All right, tell me your course.
It's AGSC 2200.
Fundamentals of soil science. Yeah, I'm really not sure why this is working for some people and it's not working for others.
Okay.
However, I want to say that were you recording?
We were.
Did you end the recording?
We did.
You stopped recording?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I can't tell you. I will ask them again what's happening.
And they also ended the meeting because we went through and I questioned them on that. So they did those things that you said are required, but
Was
we
this
could not
today?
record
This
them.
was
And
today, right?
yes, that was today and it was someone else on the call also did not get the recordings. It was
Okay.
Dr. Cabell. Is it Dr. Cabell, I think? KIBB.
Okay, guys, let me do something real quick. Just hold on. I want to see. I saw somebody.
And I can tell you which course she's in. She did not get it also.
Hold on one second. I was in a course today. Whose course was it? Was it his? I can't remember. No. Guys, I just think it's taking, okay, hold on. I just think it's taking a long time because I was
Hers
in,
was a week ago, Cheryl. It was last
no,
Tuesday.
no, I know, but what I'm trying to say is, hold on, let me think about whose course I was in. Hang on 1 second for me. It wasn't that. Maybe it was him. Was it him? What I wanted to do was look at somebody's, okay, he did one. Last Wednesday. Yeah. I'm gonna have to email them and let them know it's still not working. I'm not really sure, guys. I don't know. I don't have an answer.
It's okay. For the time being, we can use that chat option that we are using. So
Yeah, because I think, yeah, I'm just not really sure. Because I've seen it. It's weird. It's a weird thing. I've seen some people's where it's working perfectly, and I'm trying to think of whose that was laying today. Wasn't this one, was it? Because his, it wasn't doing it, I know. But some people, it's the weirdest thing. Some people, it is doing it, and some people it's not. So I don't know. I'm gonna put in a help ticket to the peoples and see what's happening.
okay.
Their initial response to me was it was on the Zoom side, and that it was taking a while. That they're the ones that actually process that. You know, that it comes from them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll let them know they're still not working. Okay, what else I got?
I think that pretty much covers it with respect to the respondent stuff.
That was all I had, except for about generating the email. And I think Carl was going to share that with you so we could put it in the Monday, the notes that you're going to send out, morning notes, that when you create appointments, faculty create appointments, it does not automatically send an email to the student. The faculty member must go in and look and see if they have an appointment with the student. Because Dr. Ricketts was thinking that it possibly would send the student automatically an email when they made an appointment. I mean, I'm sorry, would send him an email when a student made an appointment.
Yeah, because I guess he cannot see once it's made or something.
Right, he has to go in, so he doesn't actually, when he looks in, he was expecting to get an email when a student made an appointment with him. He did set up and he did the slots, but then he did not get any type of notification from the student. And so he was just asking, would the student, would he be emailed?
Did he set up notifications here?
Did it set up this show? I don't know if he set up.
Do you remember if he said he set up any notification? He said he created the slots. He asked, how could he get the students?
Yeah, I don't think he mentioned anything about this, but I did set it up today when I was going through settings. So it does keep you updated if anytime anything changes on the schedule. So
Well,
that
then,
might help.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Will you, when we have our next, the next note, Cheryl, will you mention that?
I did. I mentioned it in the last one.
Okay, well then I will email him and refer him to those notes then.
Well, let me make sure. Look at the notes and make sure.
Yeah,
you
it's
know-
yeah, I looked through the notes, the one where we have scheduled for all these session, it's in there.
Okay, okay, great. I didn't, and I looked through those. You would have thought I would have remembered, but
That's
at this
okay.
point.
No, but let me see this. Let me see. Let me get this out of my way. See, these are working, but look how long ago they were.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay, I'm sorry. This thing is getting on my nerves. Okay, get out of my way. Okay, all right, get over here in the corner, people. All right, so, okay, that was on the 14th. This one, see, it seems like if it works if it works. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. And I got to figure out why it's not working for some people.
yeah,
It
because I
works.
looked in mine and I didn't see any.
But
See,
look what's happening. Okay, now look, I mean, it's okay, everything from the 15th till the 16th, it did it, right? What's today, the 23rd?
right. None of those have it because we checked those today.
I know, but look at these. I just clicked on them.
Right.
It's something I gotta find out. Let me find out, guys. I don't want to belabor this point, but we'll work it out. Maybe
Okay.
we'll try to figure out what's happening.
Okay.
All right. So do we have any other questions, my good people?
No.
Thank you for hanging in there with us. We're gonna need you to be teaching everybody else. Don't be laughing. I don't know why you're laughing.
Couple of people in my department because I'm trying to watch videos and set up quizzes and stuff because we were freaking out about exams. It's the middle of semester.
I don't know why you laughing.
That's very kind of you. That's kind of you. And once they find out you're doing that, you'll be helping more than a few probably.
Yeah. But thank you so much. You're helping us. So
yeah,
Right.
no, thank you so much because I watch your videos. Dr. Danny shared it with me, so I got most of the stuff from that.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you so much for that.
All right, guys. Well,
We're just learning together.
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
are.
are.
Yes,
And we appreciate your feedback because it helps us. Because there's a lot of things that are new to us, like today when I could not find that button.
What was so funny about that, Dr. Blackman? I couldn't find it the other day, and y'all reminded me.
Yeah, I could not find it when I looked, and I said, I know it's here, but I could not find it. So
yeah, let me. I got to stop my recording. I mean, don't leave yet. I just want to stop my recording, and then I'm gonna say bye officially. Okay.